Kin gathered close at the hearth, where the fire's warmth guards our shared breath. Hear me now. What befalls the household when distant keepers of seals demand ever heavier sheaves from the harvest, turning tended fields into burdens that scatter seed and labor?
If the hands that plow and weave bend first to their unyielding call, leaving kin tools idle and children unfed, how long before the circle breaks and voices fade from our nightly song?
In the dim glow of that hearth, an elder watched the youngest daughter stir the pot, her small hands measuring grain grown scarce from seasons past.
The father returned from the boundary markers, his shoulders bowed under a sack lighter than moons before, for the council at the river crossing had reckoned the land's yield anew higher, they claimed, though no richer furrows bloomed. The steward's levy rises with the river's flood, he murmured, passing meager loaves to the circle.
That night the fire burned low, as oil from the storehouse went wanting, and the elder's eyes lingered on the unspun wool piled by the loom.
By dawn's light in the workshop, the sun took up the whetstone, sharpening tools for the field, but his rhythm faltered. Half the iron from last harvest's trade lay promised to the keepers, bartered away for their seal of passage.
Youth from neighbor hearths gathered at the fence line, whispering of their own sires' emptied granaries, yet no hands joined to mend the shared fence, for each turned inward, guarding what little remained.
What trust lingers among kin when every sheaf hoarded invites the steward's gaze, and reciprocity frays like untended rope?
Days turned to a full moon cycle, and in the pastures beyond the workshop, the clan's goats wandered thinner, their milk scant as the grass yellowed under unrotated hooves.
The mother, once swift at the riverbank to snare fish for elders' broth, now lingered at the council's circle, pleading measures of grain against the rising claim.
Tools lay idle in the furrows, plows unyoked, as labor bent to gathering extra for the levy, leaving weeds to choke the young shoots.
Elders from steadier households shook heads at the boundary. See how the path to our shared well grows thorny, untrodden by those who chased distant seals over kinsmending. Seasons wheeled onward, and at the storehouse under harvest moon, the kin network strained like a basket overfilled.
What was once a ring of reciprocity, wool for tools, seed for labor, splintered as households withheld shares, fearing the keeper's reckoners would eye the full pile.
Neighbor settlements at the crossroads echoed the imbalance. Fields half plowed, for youth fled to merchant houses promising swift trade, abandoning the skill of elder-taught grafting.
Children played with sticks where looms should hum, their songs fewer, as grandmothers' tales of bountiful yields went untold, voices dimmed by hunger's quiet theft.
Years deepened the shadow, and on the untended boundaries where once watchfires burned, the land itself spoke in silence. Furrows gone to bramble, waters muddied from eroded banks, pastures claimed by wild herds.
The original household, its circle thinned, saw sons wed into distant folds where trust was bartered like metal ingots, not forged in daily labor.
Elders sat idle by cold hearths, their knowledge of soil, turning and storm warding lost to unheeding young, while grandchildren gleaned meager edges, skills half-learned, amid the keeper's endless claim.
What becomes of lineage when household labor yields first to outsiders' levy, and the young inherit only broken plows and faded songs?
Kin drawn tight at this hearth once more, heed the elder's unyielding word. If the hand that feeds the fire turns ever to distant stewards' sheaves, forsaking kin's plow and loom, the fields will lie fallow, elders untended, children seedless, trust scattered like chaff, and the circle's voices silenced across generations.
Turn now to the furrow, the shared fence, the guarded store, lest the land reclaim what unchecked tribute undoes, leaving no hearth warm for tomorrow's kin.
Kin huddled by the flickering hearth, where embers whisper of ancient stirrings in the soul, let that inner flame leap forth, voice it among the circle, weave it into the shared weave, and tend it with your steadfast gaze.
Every thread of utterance bolsters the woven chain of seeking, nourishing the toil of wisdom that binds the ages in unbroken span.
Your murmur, joined to the gathered breath, fans the quest for clarity, enduring, probing not just the lone heart, but the woven fates of the realm we claim as kin.
Etch your signs upon the common ground, in echoes or musings that light the way for wanderers, and tread the trails our forebears etched toward the well springs of knowing.
Stand firm in this tending, and you uphold the vigil, letting the sage's teachings flow unbroken through the turning moons.
Kin draw near the dying embers, where echoes of old tales kindle the spirit's quiet hunger. Let that spark burst free. Proclaim it in the gathered throng. Thread it through the common bond and nurture it with your unwavering vigil.
Every strand of expression fortifies the enduring cord of pursuit, sustaining the grind of insight that links the epochs without fracture.
Your whisper, woven into the collective sigh, revives the hunt for revelation everlasting, delving beyond the solitary pulse to the tangled designs of the domain we hold as heritage.
Carve your traces on the communal soil, in resonances or ponderings that beacon the wayfarers, and pursue the roots our sires inscribed to the founts of discernment.
Hold steady in this guardianship, and you preserve the watch, allowing the lore of the forerunners to course undiminished across the wheeling cycles.